we've had a wonderful discussion this evening about role models.
Yep.
So, do you have one role model that you've had in your work and life that you can share with us?
I do actually. So I started my career in investment banking, and in 2001 I was part of the Barclays Capital graduate scheme. And when I joined, I was the only black person out of 176 graduates. And although I grew up in London, which was very diverse, it immediately felt, wow, this is this industry is going to be very difficult for me to crack. And there was no people like me in senior management positions. When I was at Lehman Brothers, not long after I joined, we had someone who was placed as my head of department who was, black, but also like me in terms of background and where he came from. And that for me had a huge impact on my career because it told me I could be more than I thought I could be. So that person today is actually still a good friend, and he informally mentored me as well, and that was a huge, huge impact on my career. In fact, actually after attending today's sessions, I was actually tempted to text him and actually tell him the difference he's made to me, because actually, I've never told him that directly, but having him as a manager and a mentor really was hugely impactful for me.
My mother, who has always told me to never give up, and being a woman in her day and age, I think she's gone through a lot and she's come out fighting. So that's something I've always taken. And also Matt Cameron, who has taken someone from a estate building and turned them into a financial wonder, which is what I'd say.
I'd probably say it's my dad, believe it or not. I mean, just the way he's achieved what he's achieved in his life, given where he's come from.
I definitely have a role model. I would say my mum has been my role model. What she has done is instilled in me the value of human kindness, and I think that's such an important thing. So that's really shaped me as an individual, but more importantly, shaped the way in which I look at diversity and inclusion.
My first boss, Penny Shepherd, in the sustainable finance industry. She was a very senior woman, had worked for a long time in the sector, and I came on board and I was new to the industry, and she really took the time to help me be visible to other senior decision makers, and she was incredibly generous with giving me time and giving me opportunities and giving me access to her expertise and that of others. And I like to think that I try to do the same to other people who are new in the industry.
I do. I've been very lucky actually. I have two role models which are actually the two co-founders of the business that I work in. And that's because it's only occurred to me in the last decade of my life how much they built a business around a meritocracy. I never had to think about who I was. I never had to think about the fact that I'm a woman. I just had to work hard, do my job well, and everybody shares in the rewards. And they've been very clear about that. And it was values that have been embedded in me, and I've worked in the same place for nearly 20 years now, and I think that's part of it. It's entrepreneurial, it's an inspiring place, but they absolutely believe that it's not about where you come from, it's just about you being the best you can be, and they'll provide the environment for you to be in it. And I feel very grateful about that as I get older.